American Psycho, originally a novel by Bret Easton Ellis, later released as a movie in 2001, established its status as a beloved classic in media history. The movie adaptation has become an institution in male-dominated online communities as a source of laughter and relatability, despite criticism from others who claim it encourages violence against women and misogyny. American Psycho is mostly a tale about conformity. It illustrates the harm that being totally immersed in this culture, with a mass consumerist attitude and an overwhelming drive to fit in and conform, can do to a man. Although the novel touches on consumerism and conformity, it also especially explores male psyche, ideas of masculinity, and the potential negative effects of a capitalist and collective identity. The film is still culturally relevant now just as it was when it was first released in 2001. As capitalism, technology, and the urge to fit in continue to spiral out of control and cast a shadow over society, particularly in areas and cultures where men dominate. The importance of this movie in today's society reflects the modernity of our world, and the fact that young men and teenage boys hold the movie, particularly the character Patrick Bateman, in such high regard demonstrates how challenging it is for men to fit in and develop a sense of identity. Interestingly, Mary Harron, the film's director, is a woman. In my opinion, she nearly satirized Patrick Bateman's character by making him seem to be a parody of a guy trapped in these unavoidable social institutions because of the character's inner monologue's utter silliness. American Psycho is often perceived as a comedy, which begs the issue of why Patrick Bateman is so honored by young males without a hint of irony. And it brings up the point that different individuals will see the movie in different ways. Although it's suitable to take the stance that Patrick Bateman and the narrative that his character follows are held in such high respect by men, this film serves as a warning since it criticizes the behaviors shown rather than glorifying them. However, it does not blame Patrick Bateman or the shadowy self. Rather, it criticizes the social systems that brought about this loss of control and made it worse by reinforcing endless capitalist concepts of consumption, losing one's identity, and the oppressive need to perform. Patrick Bateman, one of the many victims among the individuals he killed, is not the main antagonist of this tale. Rather, he is a victim of capitalism and the condition of being that he and many other men of his height are compelled to live in. This is the reason why this character is so well liked, whether in a humorous or idealistic sense, as the punchline of internet jokes or as a means of improving yourself. He is written from an empathic standpoint. It establishes a connection with the audience when someone else hears his inner speech, sees his mask, and then discovers what lies beyond it. To better comprehend what is going on in his mind and why not to celebrate what he does. American Psycho's greatest frequent motif appears to be conformity, which is seen in everything from the men's positions within the firm to their haircuts, suits, and business cards. It demonstrates to the audience how these men all believe they are unique and exceptional, even though they are all contributing to the same collective identity as the rest of the larger group. Although Patrick Bateman is obviously self-obsessed and bordering on narcissistic, there are instances where even he gets uncomfortable in the setting of having to fit in. This theme feeds thoughts of self-obsession while also increasing insecurity. Although a lot of the information and analysis being shared about the movie is humorous, mocking Patrick Bateman's persona is even more than the movie has in insane, utopian ways. Talk of American Psycho is still quite frequent today. Men who identify as Sigma males frequently joke around about Patrick Bateman and how relatable he is, along with jokes about the murders he committed. A supposedly serious explanation of why American Psycho is so current and powerful will interfere with these jokes, but it will undoubtedly return to the funny, ignored content straight after. This is really the way the internet is right now, with jokes and memes immortalizing Patrick Bateman as a lovable figure with a true understanding undertone. Online male groups seem to have adopted a whole new collective identity as a result of the constant joke sharing and imitation mentality that have spread throughout these networks. They hurry to produce Sigma mindset content in order to establish their position in these online. They want to blend in with other like-minded male peers online in order to relate to one another and fit in through this somewhat humorous feeling of discovered identification with Patrick Bateman. They crack jokes about not fitting in. Finally, American Psycho is a multi-layered exploration of conformity and masculinity in a capitalist, consumerist society. Even while some may find this unhealthy, it gives young males a piece of media they can hold close, identify with, and connect to in a society that so frequently avoids portraying these subjects in fiction in a way that isn't obviously dehumanizing. Patrick Bateman, who is presented in the novel as something of a victim, but also demonstrates the outcome that may occur when self-repression becomes that severe, provides the men who can connect to him with both a terrible warning and relief. It is apparent why this movie is regarded in such high regard, and why men adore it so much, despite how unsettling and disturbing its message is.